So I've decided to document my weight loss journey. My weight loss is something that I've been struggling with for a long time, so we're definitely going to get a hold of it now. My plan is to document my measurements on the first of the month every month, and then do my weigh-ins, weekly weigh-ins on Fridays. So right now what I'm going to do is measure myself, and I will come back when I am done. Okay, like I said, I'm going to be documenting my weight loss, and on Fridays I'm gonna do my weigh-in. But I just decided that since it's the first of the month and I need a starting weight, I was just gonna get on the scale and let you guys see today how much I weigh, and then do it again on Friday. So here's my scale. Well, not only will I address the things that have weighed me down physically, I'll also be on this channel, I'll be focusing on things that have been weighing me down mentally and spiritually, I guess you can say financially. I'll be covering everything that's involving my life, and I feel like that is included, should be included in my weight loss journey. Yeah, and each week I will put each week there'll be a word of the week, and in that word it'll be what I am choosing to address in my life, and I will show you guys how I address it, how I get over it, how I'm still handling it and processing it, and hopefully that'll motivate you guys to do it too. We carry a lot of mental baggage, we carry a lot of physical, spiritual, like we just carry a lot of baggage, and I don't want my fitness journey or my weight loss journey to be just about, oh, I'm just gonna slim down and get healthy. Like, I want every part of me to be healthy. I want every part of me to go on this journey. So that's what I'm gonna do. With that being said, this week's word is forgiveness. And I know we like to forgive other people, and we like to come to some type of terms with people that we love and try to get their forgiveness and everything, but I'm more so right now talking about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves. Sometimes for people like me, it's like it's a process that we actually have to go through to forgive ourselves. We can't just say, oh, I messed up, I forgive myself. Like, I actually have to do something. It's just like forgiving another person. Like, if you're genuinely sorry for what you did, you're going to come to that person in a very humble and a very apologetic manner, and you're going to express how you like, how sorry you are, and you would like to come to some type of term. So it's like you ask for forgiveness, and you work it out to that person where you're just not going to do it anymore, because if it really meant something to you and you're sorry for it, you're not going to do it anymore. And I think we take us forgiving ourselves a little bit too lightly, and I don't think we understand the power of actually going through that process with yourself and forgiving yourself. Okay, so this is my journal. What I do is I write a letter to myself. I address it to myself, and I put, "Dear Jasmine, please forgive me for," and then I write out the things that I genuinely would like to forgive myself for, and I write out how I got to that, like how did it make me feel, how did we even get to, well, how did I even get to that point for it to happen, and what I'm going to do so that it's not happening again. So the action that caused it, and then what you're going to do about it, so that it doesn't happen again. And then I go down and I read the whole list of the things that I'm asking for forgiveness for, and I really sit down and I think about it, and I understand that I'm so much more than these things that have happened to me, that I have done to myself. I'm so much more than anything that can be held over my head. Like, I can't continue to live my life and just feel sorry for myself because I did these things, or not really forgive myself and then bring those issues into the people that are around me, or you know, the next relationship, or you know, whatever the situation is. Like, I can't just keep holding in all that mental strain and all that mental weight. So that's one way that I deal with some of the mental weight that I've been carrying. Also, what I do is I get in the mirror, and just like I did in the journal, I just have a conversation with myself, and I ask myself to forgive me for it. And a lot of times I'll actually bring my journal into the bathroom to write down some of the things, like how I feel when I'm talking, or how a certain situation, if I feel triggered, or if I feel like something is still bothering me with a certain situation, I haven't truly forgiven myself, I write it down so that I could go deeper into the situation and think further into it and try to come to some type of resolution with myself. Also, if you're gonna bring this conversation to the mirror and actually ask yourself for forgiveness while you're looking at yourself, honestly come like in a very humble manner, just like you would if you were apologizing to somebody, because you're apologizing to yourself. So be humble, be real, because you've been with you this whole time. No matter how, I'm 27, so I've been with me for 27 years. Like, there's no need for me to like hide or try to sugarcoat any feelings. Like, come raw, come with your best like heartfelt apology, and make sure that you're doing it when you have time to actually do it, like where there's no distractions and when you can really focus on yourself. Because when there's distractions, you're really not apologizing. Like, you look people dead in their eye, you give them your undivided attention, you listen to them. So make sure that you're giving yourself that same type of courtesy when you're apologizing, or you're asking yourself or giving yourself permission to forgive and be forgiven. Also, like I said, bring a journal, because sometimes a lot of feelings come up. Well, for me, let me say, for me, when I'm doing that, feelings come up, and I like to write them down to say, you know, this is why, or this is how I felt when blah blah blah, and go from there. It's a process. Forgiveness is a process, and forgiveness is a process, period. But when you're forgiving yourself, I feel like for me it's a little bit tougher, because I always put myself on the back burner. When it comes to myself, it's kind of like, it's a lot of self-doubt, and it's a lot of self-sabotage, and a lot of, do you really mean it, and what are you going to do to change it? And even if you do ask for forgiveness on those things, you got to be firm with it, because nobody's going to be able to see you changing that action until you do. So it's like, you can ask yourself for forgiveness, but you have to actually put in the work as if you were asking somebody, one of your friends or your mom or your cousin, whatever, for forgiveness. Like, you actually have to put in the work for yourself, and that's kind of hard for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on that word. Again, the word for this week is forgiveness. So I invite you guys to pull out your journals or go have mirror conversations with yourself and really start to break down these negative mental habits that we're having as we're losing weight, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.